Okay, so today we're making a paint booth. I do absolutely everything in my power to make sure no one would hear spraying, smell spraying, or be affected by spraying. So that's why I put water all over the floor. When the little particles fall down, they get trapped. Walls up, I also put water on that, so when it goes that way, it'll just get trapped. I air it out. There is fan going. Sometimes I face it this way to give them a break, the other way to give the other people a break. But the rule is, we don't use the word paint, we don't say smell, we don't say spray outside. And my husband just came to visit me at work, and he said all those things. Had his shirt over his nose and coughed. Maybe I should get him a mask. I reckon I've got over 4,000 kilos worth of weights. Oh, so many barbells. This is going to keep me going to next year. This is going to get us through summer. Summer in Australia starts December 1st. I can sell out this summer. This is the stock I got. I put them all in their brands. These ones here have no brands, they're just all singles. And the rest are all partners or big extended families. Even some of the in-laws are in there. Then the dumbbells, it's just a mixed bunch. So I need to pair them all up so they have to all go on dates. And these ones are the ones that are dented. They actually don't fit a dumbbell or a barbell. The hole is cracked. I've seen a few cast irons that have been dropped and they actually do dent, so don't drop them. Especially don't drop them on hard surfaces. I was thinking of making a dumbbell rack from 1 kilo pair dumbbells to 10 kilo pair dumbbells with the adjustable dumbbells. See how many weights I got and how many dumbbells fit those weights. These are all, some of these are really fat, really thick. They're probably 30 millimeters. So I've got to try and find everything that's going to fit. The good ones, I'm going to prime them and then paint them to give them 2 coats and then give them a proper drying time and then give them a really good double coat, 2-pack clear coat, clear sealant. That fan was blowing it this way. It was doing such a good job. I was hitting the car. And then I turned that fan off. The biggest gust of wind came and a big, massive pile, ginormous cloud just wafted this way over the neighbour's house, over the fence. Doesn't hit the fence, no, over the fence, up onto their house. I'm really hoping it's a public holiday and everybody's out having fun. It's too hot, the paint will melt, so I'm going to put the paint booth in here. Anyway, welcome to how to make a paint booth from using cheap PVC piping. I'm going to put this paint booth together, and here it is. This is the flooring of this paint booth. This is PVC piping. I went to Bunnings, really nice older guy helped me, and then we put all this PVC piping on the floor to make this paint booth, and then it all went downhill after that. I wanted to make it 2 meters by 1.5 meters and then 2 meters high. I said I can fit 2.3 meters in the car, which we know this. Well, it didn't fit in the car. 20 minutes I was in the car just moving pipes like from left to right, up and down. Basically, I did the same thing over and over and over. So good repetition, all of it was failure. To hang out the window, it's windy and I had to go frontwards. The terminal velocity worried me. Anyway, got home finally. Got back to the garage. Turns out the guy must have cut these wrong. That doesn't look like 1.5 meters. So we've got 2 3-meter pieces. I've got 3-meter long piping because the guy thought it was 3 meters when it was 4 meters, cut 1 meter off to help me make the beams that go straight up. I don't know much about math, but I do know, don't put me in that sector. And the side walls are the offcuts of this pipe. So if you cut them wrong, guess what else is wrong? It's not the worst thing in the world that he made the mistake of making the long part 3 meters because that is just more space in the booth. Anyway, welcome to how to make a paint booth from using cheap PVC piping and some really cool door that's a patio blind. Okay, so let's see what measurement this guy actually did. He told me they were all 3 meters long and then we cut some off. And we did math and everything. Just measured it. It's 3 meters long. Not even exactly, it's 303 centimeters. It's 10 foot. That much not supposed to be there. That really cool door that I bought, it's a patio door. It's a patio blind, but I was gonna use this giant door. How's it supposed to fit 4, 3, and 3, and 4? Not supposed to even have this many lengths. This is Bunnings. This is the guy that was helpful. All right, so I also bought this. So all the Bunnings workers who hire people who just have conversations and like eat food and like don't help you and then stuff these in the wrong spot behind a whole bunch of boxes behind their junk. I don't know much about math, but I do know, don't put me in that sector. Self-awareness goes a long way. These two are for the floor, and then two on the roof, and then two there and two there for the floor and the roof. After we did this on the floor, I stood in it and I was like, that's good space. I said, what about the beams that go up the sides? He goes, oh no, we've already got them. And I'm usually wrong. And he pointed to something and I was like, I think that's the floor. And he goes, nah. I said, I just don't see it. And he goes, oh, hang on. It's meant to be 2 meters high. Because we cut them off the long ones to make these pieces. Wow, these two aren't even. They are the wrong height. Anyway, so this is the floor. So we've got 3 meters by 1.5. And then I wanted this to be 2 meters high. It's like 2.5 meters high. 152.5. It's like a mixed bag of lollies. Alright, so this is the one that was cut, and then he added a spacer. I only got one of these. He put one on and said, you're right. And I went, yep. I mean, he's just like me. I make mistakes at my job too. You don't have to go back and buy another pole. I'm making it 1.5 by 1.5. So I have to cut these to 1.5 meters. Made a box and a little tiny bit of cloth tape. Cloth tape can fix anything. It could probably fix family problems, like family ties. The flimsiest PVC that you can get, they're just over $9. Got these. This is the smallest PVC pipe they had in Bunnings. Now, I bought this thing for this. This is about $70 from Bunnings. From my calculations, it should fit 1 cube side. I think this is too weak. It's still very weak and flimsy. This is heavy. This is not gonna hold. Not gonna hold. So that would have been very cool to have. Can't explain to my husband how flimsy this was, and even he found it hard to comprehend until he came down here and went, whoa. Taped every single thing I could think of taping. But now I'm gonna put the canvas on top. It's highly absorbent. So this can hold plastic sheets only. I needed painter's plastic, but of course Bunnings makes it a special order. Bunnings, you've got so much to answer for. I've got these heavy duty ones, but I don't want blue. I want clear. This is the thickest painter's plastic this country can provide. You need painter's plastic that's 0.3 millimeters thick at least. These are whatever that is. It's a metric system. Oh, maybe Matt's heard of it. Have you heard of as a metric system? Millionths of a millimeter or something?
Maybe if I was a NASA scientist, I'd be using that on a James Webb telescope or something, but no, I ain't never heard of it. Never needed to use it, that was the problem.
When a millimeter cannot be measured because it's so small, they use a unit called because they're still thinking about it. Anyway, so I gotta order it, but that takes time. So now is now, and then is later. I'm going to attempt to put this one on the roof and have the blue door here. I didn't do this is how it came. Somebody's punched holes in it. That would have been done when packaging it with like a staple gun so that the price tag will stick. There'll be holes in this packet on where they punched those holes. So these holes will be on all of them. This one, they punched holes, probably thinking they're going to hang it. Probably if they're thinking they're going to hang it from here. Now I have holes in my Bunnings. You do it again. It needs to come over the corner and be pegged with the same one. So click. Used one sheet here, one sheet there, one sheet there, and one sheet there. And now that it's been decided, the heavy duty is going to go on this door. And this is the part where I want to walk through and where my workbench can roll. But I am going to spray in here today and just problem solve the leaks. Because last time I used the porta potty, I sprayed gloss cherry red, and you could very clearly see where the leaks were. I've come a long way from the portable porta potty. Oh no, it's hit all the flooring. It came out of the bottom, even though I put the floor in. Should have duct taped it. Well, it looks like the red did get out. The floor's red. The garage floor is red. I hope this car is not got a touch of raspberry. Raspberry gloss cherry red. It could be on everything. This might be the worst mistake I've ever made. And ruining the family tent. And then the gazebo. It's a family gazebo. It's also for tenting. Every single thing that me and my husband use for camping, I've ruined. This blue one actually isn't blocking as much light as I thought. And it's a lot thicker than the other one, so it's pretty good. This is the door. So I'm gonna put it over here, over this blue. So if I cut this, it's hard to see the dangers for me. I can't visualize what could go wrong. So I've been looking for my masking tape, my only roll that's left. It's in the tent, in the booth. Oh no! In here, and this is completely sealed. I can't get in without wrecking it. Well, man, I can't cut it without sealing it, or there's going to be a problem. If I just chop that, it needs to be sealed first. I've done this. I don't think it's mine. I think someone just left it here. It's Gorilla Tape, so get like one shot at this. I'm going to use this Stanley knife. I wonder if I'm supposed to tape anything else. Let's hope this is what you do. There's my tape. Great. The weird thing is that this door's porous. Like that defeats the whole purpose. It's a porous door. That's not what we want. We wanted plastic. Probably tape this to the door. So it needs to have some airflow. So I really need to put a filter on. So I'm going to use packaging. Lost my scissors. Now this vent is supposed to be an odor one that makes sure it doesn't smell. This is the hardcore red safety. So I'm going to be shooting this one. This fan is just going to push it that way. It did get sucked into there straight away. There's a red ring around it. There's no overspray. It still like smelt inside the garage, but it didn't smell outside. That extractor fan is extracting. No one would know. Going right in. This was a raging success. That's brilliant. It smells great. It works really, really well. There's no overspray. The power tower goes for $250 or $200 depending on what Audi wanted to do. More common ones are around the $400 to $600 mark. I got mine for $80, so if I could flip this. Clean this thing up, then I'm gonna sell it. It worked well when it comes to like the smell and overspray, but it was conducting electricity. And we don't want chaos. Like, I would rather get complaints about the smell and overspray than I blew somebody up. So the first thing I noticed when I got in here was the static charge. Whoa, that can't be good. So I learned a bit more about that. And yeah, obviously the plastic's an insulator, so zap. which just compounds it all, and you're in there spraying this gassy stuff that also says it's flammable, and then you've got electrics pushing in, and then I'm using filter that's good, but it's so thick, there's this build-up of paint on there, so then that could just catch fire. So basically, I built a bomb. So I ripped it all down. It's only been up for 2 days. So I think if I add an inlet fan, it'll work just even better. You can get anti-static stuff, very expensive, and I can't find it anywhere to just go and buy it. You gotta order it. The number one conductor is this canvas cloth, so it allows the electricity that could build up just to flow freely through it. A rubber mat, so from what my research is it doesn't like to hold electricity, so or it likes to hold whatever it does, it's better. Like it doesn't. I forget. Anyway, I think it like doesn't want to go there. Like electricity doesn't want to go there. If it goes there, it's like, oh, that's rubber, and then like goes somewhere else. It's a bit like a shark. It goes, oh, that's a human. Go for the seal. Sometimes they do go for the human, so it's not foolproof. Okay, remember, you have to have anti-static rubber. Like flight towers, they have to use anti-static rubber. So I think I'm gonna like go by their standards, because I don't want to die in a plane crash or explode in a booth. I'm going to buy more canvas sheets. I'm just going to put canvas up. The intake pocket. The intake is higher than the outtake because particles are heavier, so they should be sprayed and then caught and then drop and get sucked out. It has to be 100 centimeters or 3 feet. Everything has to be away. All electric stuff has to be away, and all things that can go boom, like your aerosol cans, batteries, chargers, the whole 9 yards, has to be 3 foot away from the boot. So I have to make a safety zone. So there's 2 layers of this plastic. This is the first layer, I've duct taped to the outside of the fan. And then the next layer is another layer of this, which I've cut a hole in both of them. The other one is attached to an air conditioning filter, so that when it pushes air in, it's not bringing all the dust with it. Hopefully I've done this right. Anyway, when I turn this on, this thing blows up like a balloon. Extraction fan going with a much better filter and a lot larger than I'm used to. And when that's going by that self, it sucks everything in. So together, it's sort of like battling it out. Stop from getting zapped from all the high static that I was charging. Most of this is canvas, and then this is just wrapped lightly, 2.5 sides, because the PVC pipe couldn't take the weight. Look, there's gaps in this one. There's a little gap outside there. I mean, there's a big gap here. Should probably get some more pegs. And when I come in, this is my door. So when I come in, I'm just gonna peg this. The idea is that this shoots across, down, and that sucks out. And I stand here in between the two and spray across. Now I've done that before in the gazebo and it worked, and I didn't have anywhere near as good a setup as this. It's working, it's actually working. got carried away on TikTok watching people like spray paint planets, and I thought, oh, well, I might give that a go. Anyway, it's my first attempt, so say whatever you want, it's the internet. For some reason, I can smell it coming out of the fan. Yeah, that reeks. You can smell it somewhat in the garage, you can smell it a little bit in the backyard, you can smell it a lot around here. I'm gonna test this out for overspray and smell. I've got 2 more of these, so one of these I bought from Bunnings, and this one will be this way, and then here is the spray booth.